All right, and welcome back to the show. We have a special guest with us today, and she was calling me out earlier. Talking about how to know shit.
I wasn't.
But she might be right. However, shout outs to Google. She is a former Impact Knockouts champion. No. Let's
Wiki.
No. But I do keep up with you. I do follow you on all social media pages, so I am aware of a lot of the stuff that's going on. Obviously, you just recently won Finisher of the Year, Match of the Year, and it was also Wrestler of the Year for Impact Wrestling. See, I just saw that on your Twitter, and I was like, look at her. No, but I've been talking to a lot of friends, and nothing but great things about you, right? Friends that watch wrestling like diehards. So we'll get the interview started. I was trying to be serious with you now, because I know I was joking. But all right, so we got a special guest with us today, Tessa Blanchard. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making time for us. We appreciate it. So, I was just telling you how I've been hearing a lot about you. How you're one of my friends said had two of my friends that I got in touch with. I'm like, hey, fill me in, guys. Talk to me. And one of the guys like, she's possibly the best wrestler, period. And one guy's like, man, that's bold. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you're right. I'm not going to say the best female wrestler. I'm just going to say female wrestler. So the more I dig about you, the more I see that pop up. How does it feel to be getting that kind of recognition?
It's pretty neat. No matter what I do, I give my whole self to it, whether it be waitressing, whether it be in school, whether it be in the gym, whether it be wrestling. I want to be the best at it. So I give my whole self to it until that happens.
Be the best at everything you do. That's something my dad has always told me. He's like, it don't matter if you're washing dishes, if you're a janitor, you're going to be the best janitor there is. Like, take pride in what you do.
Yeah.
Obviously, people know you're the daughter of a Hall of Famer. Does that put any extra pressure in?
Oh, I think I have pressure every day of my life. Just to live up to my family name, do my grandpa, my dad, my stepdad proud, but also create my own legacy at the same time.
Correct. And we're going to get into it. You're doing that. I'm like, you're doing that. Now, how involved is your family in your wrestling career?
Oh, they're there for me whenever I need it. If I need some advice, if I need a mentor, if I have any kind of question, they're there for me. I can reach out to my stepdad, my dad. I talk to them almost every single day. Just, I've got some kind of question or something I need to learn about or something I need to get some advice on, always.
Yes, it's always good to have that family support backbone, so to speak. So let's get right into this. You're out here in Dallas, Texas. You became the first female wrestler to challenge for the actual title itself. Back in my day, I used to watch China, and obviously she was the Intercontinental Champion.
Yes.
But now you already made history being the first female challenging for that title. How does that feel? Just that alone, how does that feel?
If you would have asked me when I first started with Impact or a few years ago if I would be in the position that I am in now or if I'd even be living the life that I am now, I'd probably have a whole different answer for you. But it's neat. Last year, I was Knockouts champion. I won Knockout of the Year. And then in 2019, I won Wrestler of the Year, which we took the gender barrier out of it completely.
Yes.
It's neat to me that I'm given the platform at Impact to wrestle the girls, wrestle the guys, and have it looked at as just professional wrestling. So it's really special what we're doing this Sunday.
It's huge. Just the fact that you obviously you're in Impact Wrestling, which the whole intergender wrestling takes place, which to me that was new because being a big WWE fan, it was completely different.
Yeah.
And seeing that now, it's mind blowing to see that you're letting people compete now. You're not letting.
What we're doing, it's different. It makes people uncomfortable. There's some people that support it, but then it disrupts other people. It's a different style of wrestling, just like there's strong style wrestling, there's lucha libre, there's different styles of wrestling, and hey, it might not be for everybody, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine.
Yes.
But I do think it's pretty neat when someone watches an intergender wrestling match and they watch how you are able to tell that story instead of someone just writing it off from the beginning. And if we're able to change their way of thinking, then that's the goal.
Yes. So I like that because let me ask you this. What's your preparation like? Is there any difference in your preparation when you're going to, have a intergender match than your regular, you were WoW champion? What's the difference in your preparation from then to the fight that you got coming up with Sami?
The fight that I have coming up with Sami is a little bit unique. No matter what match I go into, I'm always training hard. I'm always trying to be the best version of myself and pushing myself to new limits. With Sami, it's a little bit unique because we've been on this path for 8 months since Slammiversary. He's been the thorn in my side for the past 8 months at Impact. I've wrestled Fulton, I've wrestled Jake, I've wrestled Dave, all of his boys in OVE, and I've overcame every single one of them. Sami's been the one hurdle in my way, and it's because all 3 of them have always had his back. Sami's always had a tactic or a trick or something to get the leg up, even to become world champion. And one thing that's crazy to me is Sami is so talented. He's one of the most creative people in our locker room. There's a million good things that I can say about Sami, and one of them, I think he could become the world champion without resorting to these silly little tactics.
Yes.
But that's what's wrong with him. He chooses to act the way that he does. He doesn't need to, but he chooses to. And that's why he's the worst possible thing that we could have at Impact Wrestling, and we have him as the face of our company.
And one thing that I've also noticed, correct me if I'm wrong, he has such a big issue with you being a female wrestler that's challenging for the title. And he always brings up the fact that your dad's a Hall of Famer. But I feel like he brings it up. You don't.
Oh, he always brings up my dad. He always brings up my family name, says that I'm entitled, I'm a princess. He didn't have a dad to make a phone call for him and get a tryout. It's all bullshit. Sami can say whatever he wants. I worked for everything that I had, maybe in a different way than him, but I did. I'm never going to apologize for being a Blanchard or for having the family that I do or being born with the last name that I have. That's ridiculous. Why would I apologize for that? Sami is just looking for everything that he can, every reason for my success except for hard work.
Trying to discredit you from your hard work.
Definitely.
That's what I get out of listening to him and seeing him say these things, is like taking all the credit away, not giving credit where credit is due. You already made history, like I mentioned earlier, being the challenger. You win Sunday. How is this going to change the way people look at women in sports entertainment?
I've always had the goal. I've always said that I want to set goals that haven't ever been accomplished by a female athlete. And that's what we're doing this Sunday. We're doing something that's different, something that's going to break barriers. Whether I win, whether I lose, whatever the outcome may be, let's say Sami does come out on top again. It won't discredit the fact that what we're doing this Sunday is special. It's changing pro wrestling altogether. There's never been a man and a woman for the world championship before. Not since China days, where she fought for the Intercontinental Championship. It's special, it's different, it's breaking barriers, and it's changing wrestling as we know it. It might make people uncomfortable because it's not what we see every week. It's not what's on Monday nights. We're not used to this, where this isn't what I have my kids watching. It's wrong for obvious reasons. People are going to say a million things about it, but it's just not the way that I look at it. My mind is more open than that, and I want other people's to be too, because what we're doing is special. I can say it over and over and over again. What we're doing is changing the world of pro wrestling altogether.
The idea of being the face of women in sports entertainment, how do you feel about that?
It still doesn't feel real a little bit, but I said it before, how no matter what I do, I give my whole self to it. I don't want to be good. I want to be great. I don't want to be passable. I want to be one of the best in the world. And if I want to do that, there's a sense of pressure that comes with it. But if I can use that pressure and turn it into fuel to reach that next level and become the kind of champion that's embedded in my DNA, then we've done something right.
Nice. Now, my question to you, to wrap up this Hard to Kill pay-per-view, You win the match. You come out on top. You like I said, you already made history, but now this historic moment just took place. What do you think is going to be going through your mind when the 1, 2, 3 count happens, and Tessa Blanchard is now the new Impact?
If that happens
champion
this Sunday, it's going to prove that it wasn't all for nothing, that the past 8 months and everything that I've been through the past 8 months weren't for nothing. My mom and my little sister are coming out from North Carolina to support me. And my little sister, she's 12, and when she can look at her big sister and say, oh, she fights with the guys and she can do it, so can I. You know, that's cool. There's a sense of confidence that she's getting from watching her big sister. That's really neat to me.
And this could possibly remove the idea of women in sports entertainment and just be considered a wrestler in sports entertainment.
Absolutely.
So here in Texas, we're about to have a historic moment where we feel, you know, that you're going to come out on top. What's your message to Sami?
Sami, I know you're probably watching this at home right now, and I want you to know that this Sunday at Hard to Kill, I'm going to make history. And I'm going to make history not because of my gender, not because I'm a woman, but because I'm going to be the one that takes the world championship away from the most vile, disgusting, and shameless champion that this world has ever seen.
Tessa Blanchard, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.